Welcome back to another episode of My Cemetery Tours with the Graveyard Guy. And I'm your host and local paranormal investigator, Mark Lynn. And today we are visiting the smallest cemetery and graveyard in the state of New Hampshire. And it's also the smallest cemetery and graveyard in the New England area. We are here live on location today in the picturesque town and very historic town of Amherst, New Hampshire. And this is how big or how small this cemetery is. Welcome to Paupers Cemetery of Amherst, New Hampshire. And again, if you can see it, has an American flag with some potted flowers there. And on this stone it says Paupers Cemetery, Town of Amherst. Again, this is located in the historic town of Amherst, New Hampshire. And Paupers Cemetery, again, is the smallest cemetery in the state of New Hampshire and is also the smallest cemetery in the New England area. And if you can, I'll get a shot of it. There's a lot of pine cones on the ground, but I'm very familiar with burials at cemeteries for either 2, 4, 6, or 8 people or more. I would say with this cemetery, there would be at least 4 to 8 burials here, and maybe at the most 6 to 12 burials at the absolute most. Yeah, because if you figure, like in front of that stone, I could see in this area like 4 to 6 people buried here, and then in the back another 4 to 6 people buried. So like I said, I'm guessing anywhere from 4 to 8 people are buried here to maybe at most 6 to 12 people buried here at the very most. But again, welcome to Paupers Cemetery of Amherst, New Hampshire. Again, the smallest cemetery in the state of New Hampshire and the smallest cemetery in the New England area. And there is a ghost story associated with this small cemetery and this area. I'm going to take a quick look up here behind me. You might see some cars going by right there, and this is at the junction of 122 and 101A. So you're like in the Milford, Amherst, Hollis, New Hampshire area. And on this road here, you can see there's a little bit of a hill of a steep incline. See these cars coming down. And back in the 1800s, in the 19th century, there was a horse and buggy accident on this road right here coming downhill close to this location of the cemetery, where a young girl by the name of Mary McGowan, at just 17 years old, lost her life. Now, I'm not sure if she's buried here at Paupers Cemetery, but she might be buried in the area. But having such a traumatic event happen here on the routes of 122 and 101A, again in the Milford, Amherst, Hollis, New Hampshire area, where in the 1800s of the 19th century, young Mary McGowan, at just 17 years old, lost her life in this area in a horse and buggy accident. And like I said, she might not be buried at this cemetery, but she still haunts this area where she lost her life. And again, in this show, My Cemetery Tours with the Graveyard Guy, that's me. We're going to be going to cemeteries and graveyards throughout the New England area that again are abandoned, historic, and yes, sometimes even haunted. So stay tuned for more of these episodes to come. And again, like I said in the first episode, we typically go to these filming locations with my paranormal team on Mondays and Tuesdays each week. And we are here at these filming locations anywhere between 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So if you ever come by and happen to come by and see us filming, you want to be a part of one of our episodes, or you want to be in an extra video off to the side of the episode, just let us know and you can be a part of this show. And don't forget, at least in New Hampshire and the New England area, most cemeteries and graveyards are open from dawn till dusk, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So please respect those hours. If you're a paranormal investigator or a psychic medium, that you want to do a paranormal investigation or practice your skills to become a better investigator at one of these locations that we're filming at, please show respect to people that are coming by to visit either a family member, a friend, or a loved one. Do not do your paranormal investigation or do any pictures or photographs or filming until the cemetery is empty. And again, please do not litter at these places, and please do not steal any objects from these places. But again, if you're a beginner paranormal investigator or psychic medium, you want to practice your skills of a paranormal investigation, go to one of your local cemeteries or graveyards, and who knows, you might just communicate with a spirit passing by. But again, show respect to all these places that we're filming at, to all the people who have died and passed away and are buried at these locations. This episode was written by Heather G. Lynn. It was produced by Kelsey Lynn. And it was directed by Brandon Lane, with the help of production assistants Shira Greenberg, Wayne Dunn, and also with Amy Peters. And my historical liaison in this area that I worked with a few times over the years, helping us today as part of our paranormal team, my good friend, special guest and psychic medium, Katrina Van Tassel. And again, until the next time, my friends, take care, so long, and happy hauntings.